Hello, welcome back guys. So I had a few questions asking about renewing the tourist visa when you get into Turkey. So I want to make this video about how you can stay in Turkey longer than your visa. So usually people get a visa for 180 days and you're allowed to stay 90 days. So for example, you could stay 30 days and leave for 2 months and come back and stay another 60 days. But if that expires and you want to renew it, how do you do it? Well, the thing about Turkey is that you can't actually extend your visa. There's no way to extend a visa, but instead you need to get a residence permit, which is called Ikamet in Turkish. So there are a few different types of Ikamet. There's one for students, there's one for family, and there's one for like businesses, and another few versions. But the one I'm going to focus on is the tourist one, which most people will get. So how do you get it? Firstly, you need to go to the website in the description and you can get yourself an appointment. So to get the residence permit, you need to have a few things. First, you need health insurance, which you can get from a company in Turkey. And you don't really need to get an expensive one. You can get literally the lowest health insurance and just to show them you have it. The other thing is you need to have a rental agreement. So you need to find a place where it shows you're living there. So for example, if you want the tourist residence permit, you can either get 1 year or 2 years. So if you're staying for 1 year, you need to show that you have a contract staying for 1 year, and you need to go to the notaire and get it stamped. So there's buildings called notaires. You need to go there, get it stamped, and get your contract stamped. And then the other thing is you need to have 4 photos, and the last thing is you need to have show that you have money to stay in the country, which is, I believe, is $500 a month. So for 1 year you'll need to show $6,000. With this, to be honest, I've never been asked for it. I think it depends on which country you're from, and it depends on who's taking your appointment when you go to the appointment. So sometimes they'll ask you, sometimes they won't. So yeah, you should just keep that in mind, that you may need to show that. And but to be honest, my advice is go to the appointment without it. Just make sure you have the money available and you can put it in a Turkish account. But go to the appointment without it, and then if they ask, they'll give you like another 10 days to, if you have any missing documents and stuff like that. So that's basically it. You get your appointment. Usually the appointment takes about 2 months to get. So even like if you apply, let's say a month before your visa expires, and then you do your appointment, you make your appointment, and then even if your visa expires, you're allowed to stay in Turkey until your appointment. And when you have your appointment, they're gonna send you a message or an email saying if you've been accepted or rejected. Usually the first year is quite easy, so they won't really reject people. But then renewals, it depends on which country again. But to be honest, every year the rules are changing, so it changes all the time. But if you have everything legit and you send it, you'll most likely get it. They made a new rule this year about you're not allowed to stay in Esenyurt and Fatih. So if you're coming to Istanbul and you're planning to stay longer than your visa, you shouldn't rent an apartment in these places because they won't give you a residence permit. I'm not sure why that is. I think it's because there are a lot of cheap apartments, especially in Esenyurt, and people are coming and renting cheap apartments or buying cheap apartments, and they want to stay in Turkey. So I think the government doesn't like this. So yeah, for a residence permit, 4 photos. You need photocopy of your passport. You need a notarized of your rental agreement, or if you have a Turkish friend living here, they can say that you're staying with them. So they can go with you to the notaire and they say, hey, I'm staying he's like, for example, I'm staying in my Turkish friend's house, and they stamp it, and then that'll be fine also. And yeah, show that you have sufficient funds. Like I said, they don't ask everybody for this, but they do ask some people. I think it depends on which country you're from, unfortunately. If you're from a country where the currency is quite high, maybe somewhere in Europe or UK or America, they don't usually ask you. But if you're from another country, they may ask you to prove it. And then health insurance, like I said, there's loads of different companies in Turkey. You can just find the cheapest one and get your health insurance. So that's about it. When you go to the appointment, you can choose which area you want it in. My suggestion is don't choose Fatih. Fatih is the main building, Göçay Teresi, and but it is so busy all the time, so it's better to do one in your local area, and the people are usually nicer. And like I said, it all depends on who's taking your appointment, because if they're nice and friendly, they'll do it quickly. If they're not, then they might cause some problems. So this is it. But like I said, if your visa expires, this is the only way to stay in Turkey legally longer. And yeah, so the link for the website is in the description below. Just a tip, if you are filling out the form on the website and it's not working, sometimes it says technical error, because the website is quite outdated, and it's because you need to change the language to Turkish. So what I would do is go on Google Chrome, and they have the translator. So open the website in Turkish and then use the Google Chrome to translate the page, and then enter your details that way, and then you shouldn't have any problems. But before you get the appointment, you need to have health insurance, because there's a section which you have to enter the dates for your health insurance, so and your address and stuff. So I think you should do everything before you apply. So yeah, that's about it. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any questions, just leave a comment or message me on Instagram, Istanbul Hacks. And yeah, thank you for watching.